You found Radio Free Tennessee. Your Tony Basilio show will begin momentarily. Keep it locked in right here at TonyBasilio.com and on your Tony Basilio app. And hey, do us a favor. Spread the word. Another award-winning, thought-provoking, action-packed edition of the Tony Basilio Show is coming up next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com, home of the Tony Basilio Show. You found the Tony Basilio stream at TonyBasilio.com or on your smartphone or tablet. Another thrilling, chilling, and sometimes spilling edition of the Basilio Show is on the way next. Tips are always appreciated here at TonyBasilio.com.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
It's totally outstanding. It's a Monday. It's the you and the me. It's the one on the one. It's the Bino Jeff Henderson of it all. It's the kickball. It's the Peyton Manning cheering for Texas of it all. It's the Chaz Coleman of it all. It's the fired up, focused, and preparedness of it all. Bino, Jeff, what is your level of pump here on the 4th of July week, a 4-day week for us, because I'm taking off Friday? I don't know, guys, if y'all seen the temperatures here. I know it's warm in Knoxville. I'm in Pennsylvania right now. It's going to be 105 on Friday, Bino. You feel like going to the Phillies game with me that day? 105, Bino?
No, I'll be checking out Friday baseball from the recliner, Tony, at 105.
A temperature of 105.
Woo, boy. Yeah, we're supposed to have heat indexes in the hundreds this week, but I don't believe the actual temp is going to get there.
Yeah, it's like 101, 103, and then 105 beginning on Wednesday. I mean, I just went and walked 3 miles, and it's like 80 outside, and I was literally like sucking air. I can't imagine. So humid too. Oh my God. But here we are, fired up, focused, and prepared. Bino, where shall we begin today? Shall we begin with the Chaz Coleman of it all, like we're going to talk about the That's So Tennessee list? Should we begin with the quote Peyton Manning gave over the weekend, which people in Tennessee are saying that he's actually cheering for the Vols to win, but cheering for his nephew to do well. That's not what I got out of that quote, Bino. I cheer for my family.
Yeah, that's what I got out of it too, Tony, because he said the rest of the games, I'll certainly be all in on Tennessee. But you talk about much ado about nothing. That is it.
Gaw! Well, you tell me, Bino, if Fab Five Freddy went to Alabama back in the day and was playing for Alabama, who would Bino be cheering for?
I would be hollering Roll Tide.
And that's something. I don't understand. Like, I saw some kerfluffle on Twitter. People are like, no. He's cheering for the Vols. He's just cheering for him to do well. It's not what he said. He's cheering for him to win. You know, like, my mother taught me as a kid, there's exceptions to all rules. And that's one of the exceptions. Your kin is out there. Your family, man. I mean, come on now. Who isn't going to root for their family in this deal? I say every day, all day. You know, like, and I'll tie it into this, Bino. A member of our radio family went into the squared circle over the weekend. And what do you think? How do you think that member of our radio family fared, Bino Jeff?
I think he persevered and won.
Yep. That's kind of where I'm at on that. That is exactly where I'm at. Brian Hartman, you say there are exceptions to the exception rule. Share it with us, Bri. Who comes to mind for you, Bri, that wouldn't step outside the lines?
Aaron Rodgers wouldn't root for someone in his family. But this is like when Archie Manning was cheering for Tennessee in the 90s when Peyton was playing Ole Miss. Of course he was cheering for Peyton and Tennessee to win. So it's much ado about nothing.
Exactly.
I agree with Bino. And Vince Dooley was polling for his son Derek when he faced the Georgia Dogs as Tennessee's coach.
So I asked a living listener, do you have a problem with Peyton Manning cheering against the Vols? Because he were like, oh, he'll be up there with a split shirt on. And I told you several weeks ago, no way. That guy is going to be rooting for the Manning name. And you know what? That's the way it ought to be. That's what people got so like, oh, you know, Lee Humphrey's family back in the day. They're big Tennessee fans, but a kid went to Florida and they're turncoats and they're cheering for now our people in that community are rooting for Florida. Hey, listen, that kid went and represented Florida and won 2 national championships out of that little community. Of course, people there are cheering for him. We didn't have a problem with that at the time, did we, Bino? I don't have a problem with that.
I didn't think much about that one way or another, Tony. Now, I do draw the line there. If one of my buddies chose to go to Florida instead of Tennessee, I wouldn't be pulling for Florida because he was there. I'd be pulling for him to do well,
BS.
but I wouldn't be pulling for Florida.
You'd be rooting for me. You'd be cheering for me to win. If I was playing quarterback against the Vols somehow and I miraculously got, I mean, before it's over, everybody's going to have eligibility. They'll have people out there. They'll have Daryl Lamonic out there playing college football before it's over, smoking a heater. And playing.
I would be
sitting
in
football.
Z12 hollering, "Sack him! Get a spatula! Get him off the field!"
Not funny and not appreciated. But we're going to do the That's So Tennessee theme in honor of Chaz Coleman today. And that whole thing. And Orange Throat today was talking about how the Vols left. They just let Jordan Ross go. What they would pay Jordan Ross now. Can you imagine if they had a chance to claw him back? And he also gave a shout out to Tyler Summit. Let me say this: Tyler Summit came in for and I'm just going to go ahead and volunteer this. Okay, that's my first. That's So Tennessee. Here's a guy who was going to be the heir to the throne. Might be the coach right now, or might already be fired. But he had gotten a shot. He was going to be the head coach here. Now, as it is, he's on a pension for life. He doesn't have to do anything, but not that I'm going to belabor that. But the fact that that whole thing happened, the way it happened, and basically took him out of the game. And that's way off our radar, but Orange Throat wrote about him. Great to see him back in town with his kids, and came in for Candace Parker, who's one of the great sports broadcasters in our midst. Great basketball mind, but she's excellent on that NBA coverage, isn't she, Bri? Just excellent.
Yeah, she's good, and so is Carter.
Yeah, Carter's good.
Andrea Carter is both very good.
Before her, the Polynesian-looking lady that's now at Duke, she was good. What's her name? I can't remember her name. Kara Lawson. Can you say Polynesian-looking about Kara Lawson, Bino, or is that offensive?
I don't think that's appropriate, Tony. But that's never had a lot to do with how we have.
What do you mean what do you mean not appropriate? I couldn't remember her name. Anyway, so here we are. Several people are cracking on the rapper. Let me say this about the rapper Andy. I told him, and you told him, Bino, because that's kind of what happened to you. And in my wrestling career, you get in there and you can't breathe. You can't breathe. And you got to breathe. And you could tell Andy couldn't breathe. And he said online, he said it was hot. He said it was humid in there, and he couldn't get his breath, and you can't even get your punches off. He couldn't even get in a stance, Bino. Poor Andy. But that guy knocked him down in the first round, Beanstar, and he kept right on going. The guy couldn't answer the bell. Andy got it done. All right, we're going to come back. I want to do this. I want to get a brief timeout in. This is a nature break, as they say in the trade. 865-200-5402. We continue with more. I want your That's So Tennessee. Bino's got a couple. Brian's got a couple. I've got a little list. And we want to hear from you. In honor of Tennessee really not playing in the portal to any great extent, right? We're begging for him to. And then they go and they get a guy that wants to go into hip-hop and never played it down here. I'm not sure if the guy went to a football practice here. I'm not sure if the guy went to a football practice. But we continue with more live on the other side as we roll it back right after this.
Life never stops moving. And between the 30-minute commutes, daycare pickups, weekly soccer practice, Tuesday night yoga, X number of coffee runs, and that weekend trip to grandma's, you're racking up the miles. What you need is a tire that can keep up. A tire designed for doers. A tire that's going to last. Like the exceptionally long-lasting Michelin Defender tire. With an 80,000-mile warranty and the safety and comfort you expect, you can forget all about the miles ahead and focus on getting to your destination or conquering your to-do list. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. That's Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Are you tired of hiding your smile because of crooked teeth? At Knoxville Smiles, we've got the perfect solution. Invisalign. No metal, no wires, just clear, comfortable aligners that straighten your teeth without anyone noticing. Eat what you want, smile with confidence, and see results in as little as 6 months. Call us today for more information about Invisalign, 865-539-1776. Or just visit us online at knoxvillesmiles.com. Smile brighter with Knoxville Smiles.
Nothing reminds you of how much you rely on your air conditioner like the first really hot day in East Tennessee. Schedule Pipe Wrench Home Services' $79 seasonal tune-up now before the heat sets in. Our certified technicians inspect, clean, and fine-tune your HVAC system to help it run efficiently and reliably while reducing the risk of breakdowns when you need it most. And while we're there, we can also recommend ways to improve your indoor air quality for cleaner, healthier air throughout your home. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. And with their same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when comfort matters most. Schedule your $79 seasonal tune-up today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Offer valid on standard systems only. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside. So get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. When it's time for a fresh coat of paint, run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. Interior and exterior, Walker's Painting's been making it beautiful since 1999 across the Knoxville area. New construction, repaints, commercial, residential, free estimates available. And get this, mention you heard Walker's Painting on the Basilio show, 10% off your first job. Let's go! Run, don't walk to Walker's Painting. 865-688-1410. That's 865-688-1410. Walker's Painting, making it beautiful since 1999. Check out the ad at the blog at tclub.team. Walker's Painting.
Inward Half is committed to the game and the memorable moments that happen in between. From the tee box to the tailgate, from the green to the big game. For the first birdie with Dad, the first big win with Mom. Friday night lights, Saturday superstitions, Sunday traditions. Fall into the comfort and unparalleled performance of Inward Half. This fall, enjoy the walk-in.
It's the hottest post-game show on the planet. Garza Law. Fifth quarter fan reaction. Fan reaction. As soon as the final gun sounds, we're live.
With Gary Sturm. He's with Mortgage Investors Group, making our community a better place every day.
Gary, you've been at it 32 years, man.
Yes, Tony, I've been at Mortgage Investors Group for 32 years. We've known each other since, back in the 80s, right?
And we've gotten to know each other recently as our family has gotten involved with another mortgage. Through that whole process, you were a prince, just like Jeker. When he called you at 3 o'clock in the morning after a Tennessee loss, you've been giving your phone number out for a couple decades. And why is that, Gary?
This is the biggest financial decision you're ever going to make. You don't want to trust somebody online, some 800 number. You want to call somebody like myself that's going to give you my number, and you can call me anytime. I'm there to help you. I'm there to help you and your family, and I appreciate that. I appreciate your trust in me. You can call me anytime. You can be like Jeker and call me at 2 in the morning and complain about the balls just like he did. I'd rather you call me about a mortgage, but that's okay. If you want to cry about the balls, we can do that too. I'm a ball at heart. You know that. And if you want to come in and meet with me face to face, I'm here. If you want to do it online, I'm here. That's fine. If you're curious if you can qualify to buy a house, people know the housing market's tough. That's what I'm here for. There's no obligation. You can call me anytime. I get you pre-qualified. Or maybe you've got a mortgage and you're thinking about refinancing. Maybe you want to shorten the term. Maybe you want to go to a 15-year. Who knows? But again, that's what I'm here for. It's what I've been here for 32 years. My number is 865-660-2648. It's 865-660-2648.
Gary Storm at Mortgage Investors Group, going to take great care of you.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
Are we back, Brian? Brian, are we back on?
Yes.
We're back, Tony B.
Beautiful. Sorry to be late for my own show. 865-200-5402. It's the endearing, and look, it's the endearing quality of this thing, you know? Let's introduce our first guest here of the week. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage you to put your hands together now, meet and greet the man we were just talking about a second ago. And I'm going to tell him this. If he continues to do that, it continues to get in the squared circle, he needs to get his. Now, Bino, I want your thoughts on this. How many people, because we know several, that bought that fight because the rapper Andy was in it? How many people, Bino? I know several people that bought it.
Yeah, I do as well, Tony. So I'd say there were a number of people that bought the fight because Andy was there.
And Andy, you're kind of a fixture in this deal. And if you choose to do that again, you need to go to that promoter and say, look, man, I got a name. And I got some social media clout, and I want terms.
Yeah.
You need to get a piece of the gate next time, man.
Breathing was not a problem. Breathing was great. I was sweating because it was hot in there. They had no air conditioner. So, the recap on it was the kid was late. He didn't show up for weigh-ins. He had act like he wasn't going to get there. I didn't even know if I was going to get the fight. I was a little irritated about that. He was asking people for money because he couldn't pay his license. Somebody, I don't know how he got the money or whatever, but he finally did. And he just rubbed me wrong. I was really irritated, basically. So it was hot in there, and everything. Breathing was great. Cardio was superb, unbelievable, beyond. I was not even tired, wasn't even gassed. Footwork was absolutely amazing. Now I rewatched that fight in slow motion in playback speed, and I landed a lot more than what I thought I did. I got him with a right hook before he got me with the right hook, but I got him with 2 jabs right off when we first went and met that first round. So I got him with that first jab, I got him in the head. Then I got him with the second jab in the head. Well, he did end up, he got me in my nose at some point. I don't know when. And yeah, I seen blood and I was like, you know what? I'm going I'm going to take him out now. Especially when he got me with the right hook, it pissed me off. So did I just go kind of just full toe? I pretty much did. Was there some punches that were not as clean? Yeah. But that one that everybody said was a hammer, dude, I nailed him. Once I'm able to, I can't post the video for 30 days. They almost hit me with a lawsuit. So I told them, I was like, I'll delete it. So I deleted it. But once you see the video, once it's released, I was pretty impressed. I give it about an 8. Now, again, the punches, they need to be cleaned up. Footwork was superb. Head movement, I could have did some slips and rolls. But the kid literally, I knew I could go toe-to-toe with Bob. So I basically literally took hits and gave a lot worse. When I got him in the side of his rib cage, that's when he quit. And when I got him in the side of the head. When I got him in that side of the head, it kind of bobbed him a little bit. You'll see in that video once it's in slow motion. He didn't want no more. He's trying to say he broke my nose. My nose ain't broke. I can breathe 100% fine. Like, the kid literally is just an issue. And I'm like, but with that being said, yes, I was very, very proud of myself for one, as good as condition that I was in for as hot as it was in there, and be able to go like that and not feel tired. I could have went way past 3 rounds easy.
So you're saying, Andy, that you were not blown up at all.
Oh, God, no.
You had all your wind. You're ready to go. Okay, I guess I was
breathing is so important, because that is what keeps you from getting fatigue.
That's what got Bino. Yeah,
the mouthpiece that I got, I bought a shot. I had a Venom at first, and it didn't fit right, so I went and bought a Shock Doctor. It made big difference.
Okay, now Bino, when Bino got knocked out in the Oak Ridge Mall, it was down the food court, and it wasn't Andy, it wasn't hot in there because it was air conditioned. And so but he said, that's why he said on that Thursday, he texted me, he said, you make sure to tell him you got to really breathe, because when you get in there it goes fast. Now, what surprised you about it?
Like a turbo blow off, basically.
Right. Mm-hmm.
When you breathe, it reminds me of a turbo blow-off valve, basically.
A turbo blow. Bino, do you agree with that? Like a turbo blow-off? You agree with that terminology, Beanstar?
I wasn't in there long enough to go turbo, Tony. But Andy, what did you learn, and what's your next opportunity?
Well, I did. The thing was, I didn't want to show. I possibly got another opportunity coming up. I can't really go details that, because I don't know if it's going to happen or not. So I'm like, I can't really say nothing about it. But if it happens, this dude, yes, I absolutely want to break his face. There's no other way around it. Do I want to absolutely destroy his kidneys? Absolutely. This dude literally has it. He has it out. There's no other way to put it. And so just being 100% real about it, I didn't want to show too much. And I think I felt like I had to pull back. But at the same time, when he got me with that right hook, it pissed me off. And I didn't even think about nothing but absolutely just trying to take him out, basically. This next fight, yes, I want to do more distance and set, and, just do what work on distance, back up, go in when you need to, and then back out and pivot left or right, slip or roll under, or, parry. Parry is one of the great I could have parried him. I didn't think about parrying. I knew I could take him out because I knew he wasn't hurting me. I knew I was taking hits and I was eating them, because I ate his right hook. And I ate the one that he got me in my nose like pie butter. And I was like, well, he ain't going to take me out. So I'm going to take him out itself. So I did.
Bino, in your humble opinion, because Andy said he was it didn't look when we were watching it, Bino, like Andy was connecting much. But Andy said he gives himself like an 80 out of 100, Bino, for the way he was
If you
connecting.
watch it in slow motion, it's
slow motion.
easier to watch in slow motion.
But it's just, Bino, I mean, I keep it real, Bino. You know, man. Andy loves that I keep it 100 with him. We keep it 100 with him.
Well, yeah.
It didn't look, Bino. It just didn't look that way to me. How about you, Bino? What'd you say?
Tony, I only saw a clip of the second round. Did not see the first. In the second round, it looked like that both fighters landed a few. And Andy's the man in the arena. I just saw a long distance second round video, so I have no idea. I'll go with what Andy says.
Well, I did not fully connect on some, but I did land semi. Like the right hook, I did not get his forehand. I don't know if I got his last part of his jaw, but when I jabbed him, I got his head 100%. It rocked him. Now, there is one time that I did hit him, and he wobbled pretty hard, but it didn't take him out. But there were some punches that I did throw that went over top of his head or to the side. Now, I was having sweat in my eye, and I got Vaseline that got down in my eye, but I didn't tell my corner guy, and that's my fault for not telling them to get it out of there. I just didn't
your
think
eye was
about
closed.
it, I guess.
And let me ask you something.
Well, it just burned. It just burned a little bit, and it kind of just blurred my vision, kind of. So I was ready just to get it over with, basically. And I was like, I knew I could do it. And so that's what my plan was.
So that's how you learn, Bino, because he really wanted to, get it. And I get that. He wanted to get it over with. That's kind of how Bino got caught there in the Oak Ridge Mall. And, and the sad thing was it was right in front of the Orange Julius. And Bino said that was one of the last things he remembers was looking up at the Orange Julius. I got to say, I admire you getting in there because you got to have a lot of testicular fortitude. Okay.
Well, the punches need to be cleaned up. That was not how I normally throw.
The punches?
Just being real. Yeah, they were not down the pipe, so to say. They were not down the pipe.
I was impressed with
Andy,
your footwork.
Did you say that you're aiming toward this next bout and your next opponent, and you were thinking about that while you were in the ring with this guy that you fought on Saturday?
Yeah, yes, 100%. I was kind of hoping that this wouldn't, because I was like, well, then he don't have nothing. But
maybe that's what I saw.
I don't know if it's going to happen or not. It depends. I can't really say too much, but it depends on the job opportunity that I have, and I can't will to throw away my job when right now I don't have one because JTech closed. I've been on severance pay for 3 months. I've been looking for it. I found an opportunity, and it's a big opportunity. I can't throw that crap away just to have this fight because they're not going to pay they don't care if I don't have a job or not. They just want me to get in there, and do what he da. But do I want it to happen? Absolutely, because it needs to happen. I need to settle it. But we will see. We'll see how it plays out. And that's all I can really say about it.
So you want this cat again. You want this guy again right in the middle of the same guy.
Not the same guy.
No. This is a different. It's totally different person.
Oh, let me ask you something. Did this guy?
He was carrying this guy, Tony, waiting on the next guy.
Maybe that's what I saw, Bino. Because
it's a totally different person.
Andy, you're my guy now, but it just didn't look like you were connecting a lot in what I saw.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't. There was a lot of reasons why. For one, I wasn't using my vision. I wasn't using my vision as much as I know I'm supposed to. Like, there was a lot of things that I knew that I was like, why did I do that? But at the same time, he did catch me off guard. He did. I was not expecting him to get me in the nose and to give me a damn right hook to the face. Like,
Well,
I'm just going to be honest about it. So he did. I think it kind of shocked me a little bit, threw me off a little bit.
Andy, no offense to him, but who comes to the ring in long sleeve in long pants in a 1,000-degree arena?
Yeah, dude.
I mean,
this kid has issues anyway. Like, he has major issues. They use the N-word in videos on Facebook when he is a white person. He's asking to get killed, like, to be real. Like, talking like he's some kind of wankster when he's not. And he literally is 140 pounds. It looks like he's literally like a skinny stick. Yeah, the poor kid he's got issues. Like, I couldn't stand him when I met him. I was already irritated, like I said, because he did miss weigh-ins. But they in the group chat, we were so tired of hearing his bull crap, because we were like, dude, are you coming or not? And he wouldn't tell nobody. He was depending on other people to get him there when he knew he had to be there. Like, he had to buy a cup. He was trying to figure out who was going to bring him a cup. Well, luckily somebody brought him a cup, or I guess he wouldn't have had a cup.
Bino, do we have any other questions for Andy, who's absolutely brought it to the table?
I didn't realize he was fighting Jazz Chisholm. That's one thing I didn't know.
Hey, Tony, tell your wife I said hello. I hope she's doing well, and I hope everybody else is doing well, by the way.
Thank you, Andy.
I'm just ready for football season.
I'm so fired up. Now, listen.
Always appreciate you guys as well.
You've got to revisit your whole thing about the diss track, man, because we got to get you down to Calhoun's and bust a rhyme for us.
Dude, I had so much fun, and I did. It's just so much fun. You just let me know, and we'll try to set that up. We'll try to get something set up on that. You just let me know, and we can make it happen. Because you've got everything. It's not hard for me to get things released like that, because you have everything set up and everything. So yeah, we can make that happen 100%.
Well, Andy, you're the man. Much love to you. It was incredible.
Yep,
seeing
you guys
you
are
get in the
too.
ring.
Go Vols.
And good luck finding employment too. All right, buddy.
Well, yeah, the job opportunity, I got it. It's just, I just can't throw it away just because of a stupid event that, it's going to be a one-time thing. And I don't know if I'm going to ever fight again or not after that. I don't know. At the end of the day, I love training, and that's just all there is to it.
Yeah, you've done it.
I did it. I proved I could do it, and I'm about to prove it again. And then will I do it again? I don't know.
I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it, Andy. You've already done it once. I'll tell you one thing. When Bino was staring up at that orange Julia sign, when that lights were flickering in his eyes, he didn't get back in that ring.
Yeah. Oh no, it's fun. It's fun. But
fun.
I definitely would want to clean things up and do what I know than not what that was. There was a lot of things I literally was like, what was I doing? Like, why did I do that? Like, what was that? Like somebody said something on Twitter about that one that looked like a hammer punch. I don't know where that came from. I guess, like I said, I was pissed and I was just trying to kill him, I guess. I don't know. I have nothing else to say about it, I guess.
Well, Andy, thank you. It was great for you checking in with us. When you walked into that ring, and I'll tell you, you got a bunch of pay-per-view guys. You need to tell that promoter, hey, look, man, you need to let me release this fight because I was the star. I got the pay-per-view buys for you. You ought to get terms from that dude if you do it again.
Well, yeah. So.
Thank you, my man. Good
y'all
talking
have a
to
blessed
you.
day.
You too. Rapper Andy, one more time. Beanstar, people can crack on him all they want, okay? And this is straight up the line. Now, I told them I didn't see him land many punches in the clips I saw, but that doesn't mean that he didn't land punches. But what I saw, I didn't see many connections. But I give the guy a lot of credit for getting in the ring because that's, like you said, that I don't know how many people listening to us would get in a ring like that. It takes a certain kind of testicular fortitude being started to do that.
100%, Tony. And he is the man in the arena, and I am not.
Anonymous Bull wants to know, was his fight in the Johnson City Mall? Bino, where did that Anonymous Bull wants to know what weight class? I think he fought featherweight.
I believe it was featherweight, and it occurred at the Sweetwater National Guard Armory.
Bino, have you ever been in there?
I have not, Tony.
It looked like they had a pretty good crowd for it. I wonder if William from Lake Winnipesaukee went in there with him.
William may have been there.
But Andy, if Andy ever does fight again, he needs to use some of his UT football connections. Maybe get like GMAC in his corner with him. His opponent, Bino, had those long khakis on. Your thoughts on his opponent's choice of attire?
Yeah, I don't think you should go out there looking like a speed skater when it's 100 degrees inside the National Guard Armory.
I mean, he did everything, Bino, but wear my leather coat.
Maybe Josh Reynolds can loan him his hoodie next time.
That's an incredible line. But Andy was in the ring. Andy went back and watched the fight in slow motion, Bino. He gave himself an 8.5. I'm not sure if I'd have given him an 8.5, Bino. I mean, you got to say what you want to say about me, but I kept it real with him, Bino. And
yes,
Andy
you did,
respects
Tony.
that. And Andy respects that. So, all right, let's talk about That's So Tennessee in honor of Chaz Coleman, 865-200-5402. Because we threatened to do that the other day. Andy Anderton, for summer content, it's elite, Paisan, elite. I agree. Let's get Florida in here. A crazy show just got a little crazier. Florida, how we doing, buddy?
Tony B, you got the rapper Andy on the Redneck Riviera out there getting his ass whooped, and then come down here and make excuses like it ain't.
Now wait a second. Your entanglements with Andy are verbal, not physical. So let's you got to stay in the verbal realm with the rapper Andy. Now, and you had long pants on when you sparred with him the last time, verbally.
No, it was in September when I sparred with Andy, and you know what I mean. And that damn, he sounded like the Tennessee Stud over there making excuses, like when Ron Wright used to whoop their ass. I don't know what's going on with you guys, man. Listen, Andy got beat up. Accept it and move on, man. Don't go challenging nobody else to no fight, and you just got your ass whooped on the first one. You can't do that. It's against the rules.
Florida.
Yes, sir. I do.
Are you the next opponent that he was aiming toward?
Hey, Bino, remember, no, they're verbal. We don't do that here.
It sounds like he was calling me out.
Florida.
Yeah, that sounds like he did.
Florida, you're like a 60-year-old guy who thinks he could shoot shots with a Division I basketball player. You don't need to be getting in a ring with anybody there, brah.
Hey, man, I'm a 60-year-old man and still carry my own, Tony B. And Andy don't want none of this. He don't want none of this oatmeal.
Hey, Florida, you would look like the Florida Gators last year when the Vols paid a visit after round 1. Okay?
First time in 30 years. I knew you was going to bring it up. You just didn't help yourself, Tony B. You just always got to bring up something. And every time I heard the Florida Gators name, like Bino mentioned today, I got to call in because you know what? They own y'all mind. I think they own y'all mind. 2027, we're going to be on your mind, all right?
Hey, Brian Hartman, how many wins for Florida Gators this fall, Brian? What do you got?
They probably have a shot to at least win 8.
9. Well, I'm going for 10 because I know we're going to be LSU because Lane Kiffin is not going to be what everybody say he is down in LSU.
You're beating LSU?
10, I'm saying 10.
10?
10.
I'm saying you need a designated driver.
No. What I need is somebody to understand what's going on down there that you don't understand. You don't understand it because you don't like it. Tony D, you don't like it, but it's happening in real time. Real time.
Man, I love
this. You can bring
Florida.
The rapper Andy. You can bring all of them. It ain't gonna matter.
Florida, you are highly entertaining. Bino, we've had so many That's So Tennessee moments against Florida. Dave wants to say the Jabbar Gaffney catch, Bino, was a That's So Tennessee thing. I've never in my life seen that called a catch. Have you, Bino? In the times you've been watching college football, NFL football, high school football, ball hits a guy in the hands. It goes through his hands, but somebody said it stuck to his hands long enough when he never caught it, Bino.
They revised the definition of the catch rule after that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
If memory serves me correctly. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, that was ridiculous. Even Florida knows that wasn't a catch, right? Florida, was that a catch?
Did the referee call it a catch, Tony B? Hey, you ain't gonna be able to convince me of nothing. If the referee said it was a catch, that would have been some home cooking and own Tennessee referees called it a catch.
Hey, Florida, I'm gonna ask you one more time, and I want an honest answer out of you, okay? Because this is a That's So Tennessee show today. Was that a catch, Florida?
Touchdown, Gators.
10, 9, 8,
touchdown,
7,
you know
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Florida is out of here. Florida is gone. And Florida, you got the standing 10 count because you're a clown. Or are you a punk and a clown? But you're something. And you got the 10 count. We tied it back into boxing. Here he got a 60-year-old man now wants to fight. Who knew, Bino? Here, I just thought we had a bunch of mouthy people in our audience. I didn't know we had fighters in our audience.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out who Andy's next opponent was. I wasn't trying to be any matchmaker there. Andy had mentioned he had an opponent that he wanted some of, and the only one I knew he really had a history with was so far in our show was Florida. So,
yeah, that's a good point. A great point, in fact. Even Megatron knows that wasn't a catch. If you put young Megatron out there and said, Maggie, was that a catch, Maggie? And Maggie would go, no, Dad, that ain't a catch. No, Dad, that ain't a catch. Come on now. Bino, give me an example of a That's a So Tennessee. What comes to mind?
I think the first one that came to mind for me, Tony, was in 1998. We signed a defensive back out of Dallas Carter. His name was Derek Evans. High school All-American safety, top 10 in the state of Texas, top 100 in the United States. Signed his letter of intent. He was in a hot tub. It was a position of need. If people remember that season that he would have been a freshman, 1989, we actually moved Carl Pickens to play both wide receiver and safety about midway through the year because the need was so great. This is a kid that probably would have played from the first day that he walked on campus as a freshman, even though that was something that majors didn't do quite a bit. And a couple of months or so later, he and several of his teammates were arrested for robbing a couple of video stores. I think they got like $250 out of one and $150 out of the other. And they got convicted, and he was sentenced to 20 years in prison. Derek Evans, 1988.
20 years in prison?
Yeah, he got a 20-year sentence. Now, he didn't serve it all, I don't think. I went back and pieced some articles together to get some of this. Wow. Yeah, I think one of these, there were 5 of them. One was sentenced to 25, and he was sentenced to 20 years. I think he served like 8 or something like that. And I believe he's now he now works in Houston. He turned his life around, now works in Houston.
God bless him. The shot of him in that hot tub will never, and I mean ever, be forgotten by this living fan. Did he not have some like girls around him?
That was 80. I said 90. That was 88, of course, when we signed him.
88.
He was in the class of 88 and would have played in 89.
Yeah, because you corrected yourself when you came back and said Carl Pickens.
Yes.
So you misspoke, but you had the right area. You knew the subject matter.
Yes.
Okay, so I'll throw one at you. That's so Tennessee. I will never, and I mean ever, forget the day that Bev Davenport introduced John Curry and all the memes that came from that, where they were up there and it looked like they were singing a duet, and they had the spray up there and the flowers. It looked like a funeral service. And who knew what that whole thing was going to wrought? But that visual of them in that arena with the spray, with the whole deal, is the most Tennessee thing maybe ever. And I got time for it. I'm very sorry. I shouldn't have time for it, but I got time for it. I'm for it, not against it. I'm 100% for it. And I think that is a wonderful thing. Just a great thing. Brian, do you have a That's So Tennessee in honor of us literally letting 2 very good players go? One is an all-league player in Jordan Ross, who, in Throat's words, really blossomed last year. You could tell that Jordan Ross was going to have a great year this year. So they let him go. They let another guy go who's from our mid-state, who obviously is an SEC level player, and probably under the tutelage of this staff could have developed into a nice player, but they let both those guys go for a guy that will never, ever play a down, who's now going to pursue a career in hip hop.
Mine involves coaches and multiple coaches.
Just give me one, Bri. I just want one.
Well, it's just that
it's a talk show. We need other callers. Just give me one example.
Just Lane Kiffin and Bruce Pearl. Nobody
Great.
in the fan base wanted them to leave. We thought that they were going to be great at the sports they coached in at Tennessee for a long time, but both ended up leaving, and now Vitello also left. And all 3 of them, at some point, Vitello's story is not yet told, but could come back into the SEC for another rival and haunt Tennessee and their fan base, which is what Kiffin has done now with Ole Miss and now LSU. And of course, Bruce Pearl went back to Auburn.
Hey, Bino, here's a great question. And to the living listener, you tell me, which of those three is the best example of That's So Tennessee? If we could take one of them and put them in the time capsule, would it be Bruce Pearl? We've never been to a Final Four. He went to Auburn and went to two of them. Now, you guys have to admit that's pretty damn That's So Tennessee, especially when our administration wouldn't fight for the guy. You guys have to admit that that's pretty special. Pretty special. Or you got a guy who's the hottest coach in the country, who transcended the sport that he coached to the point where they turned him into they turned him into whatever it is they turned him into. He's in Major League Baseball right now, but he's a curiosity. He's like a household name in that deal. Which one of those, or Lane Kiffin, who they hired before his time, who turned our place into a total circus, never respected it, and then bolted before we had a chance to see if he was any good.
One's in each three of the three major men's sports, by the way: football, basketball, and baseball.
Which one you got, Bino? What's the best example?
I'm gonna go with Lane Kiffin out of that, Tony, because at least Bruce Pearl and Tony Vitello, they both were here long enough to totally transform what was going on in those programs at the time that they arrived. They were here long enough to do that. I think Kiffin would have been really good here. And I think the That's So Tennessee thing about it is USC didn't even have him on their dang radar and ran through about a dozen people until they were just out of names. And by the time that they decided they wanted him, we were outside the hiring cycle where you could have any chance whatsoever to replace him with someone that may have been as good as what I thought he was going to be here. So I'm going to go with Lane Kiffin on that.
Brian, which one? If you had to choose one, and to the living listener, in honor of what we just saw from Chaz Coleman, if you had to choose one, Brian, which one?
I'll go with Pearl because Tennessee is still never been to a Final Four, and the fan base has to hear about it. While Auburn, who nobody cared about basketball there, has been to two of them. And the folks in charge at Tennessee who wouldn't fight for Lane Kiffin, or not Kiffin, but Pearl, are gone. And the fan base is stuck having to listen to every spring about schools that don't even trolls that don't even care about basketball get on and say, well, you've never been to a Final Four and Georgia's been to one 5 decades ago, that kind of crap. So I'll say Bruce Pearl.
You got to admit, Bino, Pearl going to not one but two Final Fours after Tennessee wouldn't fight for him. And I'll never forget, me and Bino were together at the SEC tournament in Atlanta, and we saw firsthand the way Jim Haslam was looking at his family. And I got on the air the next day and said, he's a dead man walking. And people said, you're crazy. And I was exactly right. I looked at Bino when I saw the way he looked at that family. We were sitting right near them. And I told Bino, I said, there's no way they're keeping him. You remember that, Bino?
I do.
Now, here's the one thing for Bino that I'll say. Us never getting a chance to see Kiffin through. I'll never forget the list of visitors that X sent me. So many of those guys went on to like Pro Bowl careers off that list. I would love to find that list, the list of guys that they were going to get. I mean, they were begging, borrowing, and stealing players back then. and players to get. And the list of guys was just utterly incredible. And the one argument for Bino is him leaving kicked Tennessee football into the wilderness. Let's do the math. 2009 till Heupel's breakout year. What year was Heupel's breakout year?
2002.
2022.
2022.
13 years.
Is that a fair statement that we were in the wilderness for 12, 13 years?
Oh, I think it is.
Which one of them is the That's So Tennessee? Because the Pearl thing, here's the other backdrop against the Pearl thing. Every other coach that's gotten caught doing so much more than him, every other coach has been totally fought for by their institution. We're the only school, only Tennessee would peel him off. Every other school, if they really liked the coach, went to bat for that coach, did what they did for said coach. Only Tennessee peeled off a coach. Is that a fair statement? I mean, how many times has the guy at Kansas and everybody said that guy's going to get fired? How many scandals? And we got rid of a guy for having people at his house for a barbecue. Displaced his whole staff. And he basically went down to Auburn and said, and the other thing about the Pearl deal, Brian, when you talked about Pearl, the director of, or the head of enforcement, he was like an NCAA investigator, hired him.
Auburn hired some guy who was with the SEC who was integral in Pearl having to be let go at Tennessee, and then the same guy hires him at Auburn, which makes me think, well, this thing is fixed. This is pro wrestling. What are we doing?
He was a former NCAA investigator, is what he does. Is the guy that hired him, and we'll find that guy's name.
You know, the only thing I can think out there that was even comparable, Tony, and it was funny because I was reading up on that a little bit, was, originally the NCAA's attention came on Tennessee for impermissible phone contacts, too many phone contacts with recruits outside of the time that you're supposed to do it. If I remember correctly, and Hoosier Vol Ryan can help me with this, I believe Indiana fired Sampson for the same thing. I believe. And that's the only thing that's even comparable to that I can think of.
The thing about Kelvin Sampson and what he did is that he did it like 50 times. He got caught like 50 times, Bino.
Okay.
That's the backstory on Kelvin Sampson. He kept doing it over and over, to the point where it became a joke, like a joke in the industry. Like, what's this guy doing? He doesn't like coaching. He don't want to coach there. So which one of them is that so Tennessee? We'll get a brief timeout. If you had to vote for Kiffin, because here's the thing, football runs everything. Orange Throat had a good idea today, and I'm going to give us a W. Lynn. Or somebody that's, got a little bit of time and curiosity and likes such things. But if we were going to put an all sports trophy of all sports that matter to us, Brian, what sports would we have to include?
Well, obviously football, men's basketball,
right?
Baseball. You'd probably have to include, I can include 3 women's sports, basketball, softball, and soccer, and you'd have those 6.
Football, hoops, baseball. And on the women's side, because you want to be fair here, you got hoops. What else?
Softball and soccer.
You agree with that, Bino?
Yes, I think that's I think that's fair.
Now the question is, if we're going to have an all sports trophy that matters, right? Because Orange Throat's point is, just because Stanford has a great badminton team, I mean, okay, we're not fielding a badminton team. So what do you want us to do? And if you stop and think about it, it's a pretty darn good point. We'll come back on the other side. 865-200-5402. The question is, how would you break those sports up? Because Danny White literally, and good on Adam Sparks for pointing this out, he's making like $4.3 million. He needs another $250,000 raise. Do you realize how moneyed his athletic department is? They're just giving away money. No offense to the powers that be, but that's irresponsible to give him another couple $100,000 just because you can. I mean, would they remember the Basilios this year at Christmas time? There comes a time when we need a helping hand, when the world must come together as one. There's Basilio over here, entertaining our own lives. Let's get a brief timeout. We'll come back with more on the other side. Want to hear from you at 865-200-5402 as we continue on your Basilio show right after this.
You're listening to 5.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
Tona B, inviting you to experience the Collins Insurance difference. And what's that? How about multiple top carriers that you can trust? Like Erie, they underwrite our entire Rainier studio and everything around it. Travelers, Hartford, Hanover, Progressive. We do what's right because we care. In today's technology-driven world, maintaining the human touch, Bruce Springsteen, is one of our main focuses. We deliver the best customer service humanly possible. We give you someone that you can actually call or sit in front of. Imagine that. No call centers here. Experience the Collins Insurance difference. Check them out at collinsinsuranceTN.com, and they're Mrs. B approved. Collins Insurance. TB with a few serious questions. You feeling tired, foggy, you gaining weight, or you just don't feel like yourself anymore? Hormone therapy is finally becoming mainstream, but it's truly something my man, Dr. Tom Rogers, has been doing for over 20 years. Dr. Rogers at Performance Medicine wants you to feel your best, and he treats both males and females. So, guys, we can do this as a family. At Performance Medicine, hormone therapy is personalized to you. If you're dealing with hot flashes or mood swings or low energy, decreased libido, fatigue, muscle loss, stubborn weight gain, it might be time to find out what your body really needs. No shame in this game. You can do something about all the above. Performance Medicine offers customized hormone treatment plans based on comprehensive lab testing with options like pellets, creams, patches, oral medications, and injections. The goal is simple. Help you feel like yourself again. Next level. Make your life better. Take it to the higher plane. Visit performancemedicine.net. Schedule your consultation today. You'll feel your best with Performance Medicine.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition, top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got two locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Got a plumbing or HVAC problem at home? Whether it's an AC that won't cool, a furnace acting up, a clogged drain, or a water heater problem, Pipe Wrench Home Services is ready to help. Right now, when you schedule any HVAC or plumbing repair, your service fee is waived with the completed repair. That means expert help fast without the extra cost just to show up. Our certified technicians will quickly diagnose the issue and provide reliable solutions to make your home comfortable again. And with our same-day service guarantee, you won't be left waiting when help matters most. For more than 20 years, homeowners across Knoxville, Maryville, Oak Ridge, and surrounding communities have trusted Pipe Wrench Home Services for dependable comfort. Schedule your repair today at pipewrench.com. Same-day service guaranteed, or the visit is free. Service fee waived with completed HVAC or plumbing repair. Restrictions apply. Visit pipewrench.com for details.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
When a dangerous, overgrown, or storm-damaged tree is threatening your home, your car, or your family, don't risk it. Call ECR Total Landscapes, your local tree cutting experts. From precision tree removal and trimming to emergency storm cleanup, ECR Total Landscapes has the equipment and the experience to get the job done safely and efficiently. Call today to set up your free estimate, 865-384-2012, or just go online to ecrtotallandscapes.com.
Preparing food for a big gathering can really take it out of you. That's why you need to call Calhoun's and check out their selection of party platters. Whether you're hosting a party for the big game, a reunion, or just an everyday gathering, a Calhoun's party platter is next level. Choose from Calhoun's always excellent chicken tenders, fly with Calhoun's wings, or boneless wings with a variety of dipping sauces, award-winning next-level melt-in-your-mouth barbecue ribs, or delicious spinach artichoke dip, or get one of each. Plus, if you're doing burgers or sandwiches, Calhoun's has lots of side dishes like spinach Maria, baked cinnamon apples, Smoky Mountain baked beans, or creamy coleslaw. Available in pints, quarts, and gallons. And to finish things off, pick up one of Calhoun's great desserts to go, including homemade cheesecake or key lime pie. Calhoun's, simply your go-to party headquarters. With 9 locations all over East Tennessee, you can order online and just pick it up. Calhoun's, one of the Copper Cellar family of restaurants, along with Chesapeake's, Copper Cellar, Corner 16, Cherokee Grill, and Smoky Mountain Brewery. Eat local, eat good. Like our 2026 football Vol, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's Premium Vodka, T3, Tennessee's Premium Vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee. TB here for Cedar Bluff Plumbing, a live and local company that's been serving our area for over 32 years and counting, because every customer counts, and I mean no job is too small. Cedar Bluff Plumbing just voted #1 by City View magazine because multiple plumbing experts are on call to serve all your plumbing needs. Chances are there'll be a plumber in your area when you call, and they won't send some salesman to your house. You're going to get a high character, trustworthy, highly trained plumber who will serve you, not like some of these guys that look like they came off the set of America's Most Wanted. Cedar Bluff Plumbing is Basilio tested and approved and will go the extra mile for you because Chucky Mack is a servant of the people and my consigliere to the throne, celebrating over 32 years of serving living volunteers. Cedar Bluff Plumbing. Call 588-4448. That's 588-4448. Cedar Bluff Plumbing.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
T to the B, back with you, 865-200-5402. You bow thy head when you say thy name as we welcome you back on the one, the only. It is your Tony Basilio Show. Let's go to the phones. I got Boy Billy and Harriman, who's up next. Boy Billy, Harriman, welcome in.
B to the AS, I to the LIO. It's Boy Billy and Basilio. What up, Tom?
What's up, my brother? How you doing?
Being calm, my boy. Hey, so Tennessee, for the first time in about a decade, they was about to do something cool and hire Mike Leach. And then some AD got fired on trying to work his way back on a plane or something. I don't know all the details, but I'm sure you remember. They were about to do something cool, and they couldn't even pull it off, Tom.
The Mike Leach false hiring is pretty next level, Bino. Do you agree with that? Only here that could happen?
Absolutely. And I think Boy Billy and I were a couple of the few that were excited about that hiring.
Oh, yeah, that's my guy,
I'd
man.
10 to 1 rather had him than Jeremy Pruitt, I'll tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that didn't age well. I was against it at the time. I called him a gimmick, and we didn't need a gimmick, but I agree with you guys now.
And then we got Pruitt.
Yeah, in retrospect, really bad take for me. Terrible take, in fact.
I mean, he got Texas Tech to a #1 ranking, and then he got Washington State to like a top 10. I mean, you know, what could he have done at Tennessee? I mean, it scored 50 points a game at least. It would have been fun to watch. Who knows, man? Give it a shot. Better than that, defensive onslaught that Pruitt had was awful,
Would have been one.
I do think that his act would have worn thin after a few years, especially if he was like vacating during recruiting season, which he did sometimes. But I would like to have seen him here.
It would have been extremely fun, though. You're right, Boy Billy. That would have been a really, really fun ride for us until it wasn't. The Pruitt time was just such a flat line here. It was just, Pruitt built a team that let Josh Heupel have early success, which does get lost in things. Pruitt recruited a pretty good football team for Josh Heupel. They had some players.
Well, I mean,
Tennessee,
everybody's going to get some players.
Press conference, we recruited well.
And Filmer was right. Filmer said we recruited well. Filmer, no.
Hey, Tony, I got something to say about this Chaz Coleman thing.
Yep.
And this, athlete to rapper pipeline. And I've seen this done before, man. One of my college teammates, most energetic guy I've ever been around, Lenny Yarborough. His brother, John Yarborough, All-American hurdler at Ole Miss. He became a rapper while he was at Ole Miss. He was making $3,000 to $5,000 doing fraternity rap shows, man. So you can build a fan base at college, especially if you're one of the big guys on campus. It could really be a launching pad. So just to Chaz Coleman, if you're thinking about being a rapper, being in college, being the man, getting the eyeballs on you, might be a good leg start the career. You know what I'm saying?
So in other words, the play for Chaz Coleman would have been to stay here and do your thing.
Yeah. And work the frat parties. Go up and down Fraternity Row, Friday night, Saturday night after the game, do his show, bookings, signings, all that, man. Big man on campus.
That makes total sense to me. Yeah, that makes total, especially in this era where you can profit, from your name. Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, link in bio, drop it in the interviews, all that kind of stuff, downloads, all that. Hey, Tone,
yeah.
We halfway through the year, so I'm not to my end of the year wrap up yet, but we had the halfway mark, and I was going to give you my current caller power rankings on the show, top 5.
All right.
Number 1, my boy Titans Bill, hands down, he's stealing it right now, running away with it, boat racing everybody, in my opinion. Number 2 spot, jumping up from number 4 spot, just off the last couple of weeks of reporting, is a Mark in Colombo guy, just based off his Chaz Coleman reporting. Number 3, my OG, Joshy boy. 4, Nega Dave, he's still got a vice grip on the show, man. He took over culture. And then the 5 spot, posthumous award for my girl Holly. Shout out. I'm out of here, Tom.
Very nice. Very nice touch on 5.
Like it.
I like it all the way around.
Holly'd be my number 1, though.
I have an equal feeling on all callers. I can't select one over another. I just feel the same way about all callers. Hello and welcome into Hoosier Vol, Ryan.
Hey, what's going on, Tom?
Hey, Ryan, welcome in.
That's so Tennessee. I will always remember because me and my now wife had just started dating, and I took her. I was very proud to take her to a Tennessee Vols football game.
Mm-hmm.
The Tennessee Vols versus the Georgia State, whatever. What was it, Panthers?
Yes.
And that dadgum boat sinking in the Vol Navy, bellowing smoke as we entered the game. And the day not getting better is That's So Tennessee, because that is hilarious. That's one of the funniest things. I'll never forget it.
Bino, that's
Did we have
great
a band member
time.
fall out that day too? That they were just kind of stepping over.
I was gonna bring up the 2B. The 1A, 1B was the young man. No offense to tuba players, but they tend to be on the huskier side, shall we say?
Well, they have to be to carry that, don't they?
Yeah. And it was smoking hot that day. That poor guy, before they played a note, passed out face first. And the band is stepping over him, giving a better effort than our football team, And that it was just enigmatic of that day. Those two things was personified. But, Tone, have you ever reached out to see if you could get that guy to call in, the dude who had Pearl Harbor happen with his boat? It just sank. And it was insane.
No, I have no. I don't know who that was. If anybody has ties to the Vol Navy and they would like to get him, because we would have to interview him for the Vol Scar. We would have to interview that kid that passed out, and they were marching over him like a bunch of young Nick Sabans. Like a bunch of young Nick Sabans when Geno James passed out when he was coaching the Miami Dolphins, and Nick Saban walked right over him to his office.
Well, the guy whose boat sank is all-time funny because, I don't know, but if I was in the Vol Navy, I would take a date. Hey, you're in the Vol Navy. You got to take a date to that. And I'm sure he was so proud. And his boat sank. That's got to be a first. And then we lost to Georgia State. That's a bad day, y'all. I ended up having a good day. I ended up marrying the girl I took. But I'd love to hear that guy's take. That's a bad day. So that's so Tennessee, because that is funny. That was a funny day in a dark comedic way. Much like Chad.
Bino, your thoughts on that one?
I think it's excellent. Yeah, it's excellent.
And Bino, you were right. What's worse about Calvin Sampson than Bruce? Bruce, in theory, could have told everyone as they walk in, "Hey, everybody, put the phones up, no pictures." Calvin's brilliant self texted everybody, I believe, which creates screenshots. You can't even deny it. So, but he was a real brain donor too. Great coach, though.
Oh, great coach. Just throw his career away there and a great opportunity there. Imagine if he would have stayed, what Indiana basketball would have become.
Round of 32, Tone. We'd be so good, we'd make the tournament every year, the way we'd take it right now.
Interesting.
But we'd be better than that. I'm just messing with you. I'm making fun of how terrible we are right now. But
oh, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, guys, great show. Tone, enjoy your vacation, bud. Safe travels.
So Indiana. Thank you, brother. So Indiana. We'll go back to our phones. In honor of Chaz Coleman, we're asking you, that's a really great one. Boy, Billy had a great one. The fake hiring, because, look, again, I'll be wrong. I won't stay wrong. I was vehemently against the concept of the late, great Mike Leach here as head coach, because I didn't want to have a gimmick. I didn't want to flatline, though. Pruitt had zero, and I mean, Pruitt looked medicated, Bino, when he was here, didn't he? Supposed to be this real fiery guy.
He did. I thought we were going to have the opposite problem than we wound up having. That whole saga, just that Curry was out there lost somewhere, that they didn't know where he was. He was off the grid.
Yes. Curry went off the grid. I got to make sure to get that in the blog tomorrow. Write a little humorous piece tomorrow. Curry literally, for the uninitiated, I was working out and my cell phone rang and somebody said, "You're not going to believe this." And I said, "Okay, what am I not going to?" This was we already had Shiano Sunday that week. It's like 3 days later. And we were on the air like 10, 11 hours a day on the heels of Shiano Sunday, just because the fans were so in shock. You had to be there to appreciate it. It was very strange. It was surreal, actually. Anyway, so the Curry thing, and again, I'm just kind of back to this, but the Curry thing, somebody calls and goes, "You're not going to believe this." And I'm like, okay, I don't believe it. They say he's disappeared. Excuse me? Yeah, he's incommunicative. They're worried about him. People were like worried about him. Like what's happening with this guy? And Bino, I called you that night. I said they're worried, like nobody knows where he's at. And so the next day we come to find out that they have and this is all in real time. Like we're reporting on it as it's happening. The next day, Curry and Mike Leach think that he's going to be the coach here in the morning. They tell Curry, get your ass back here, because Fulmer had orchestrated a coup de Fulmer. Do you like Fulmer when he goes into coup mode, B now? You don't think Fulmer could do a coup, do you?
Oh, my.
He cozied up to Aunt Bev at the time. And when he cozies up to Aunt Bev, the coup de Fulmer deuce is on like Donkey Kong. And that's exactly what happened. Fulmer orchestrates a coup. John Curry gets fired. And then we start our chase. And the 3 finalists for the job back then, do you guys remember? One of them was Mel Tucker and the Party Hats, who ended up at
Kevin Flippin' Steele,
and Jeremy Pruitt. You talk about Schaefer back in the day, the one beer when you're having more than one. Pruitt was the one choice when you had none. Pruitt is the one coach when you don't have one.
That little coup resulted in a head coach that was awful.
Awful.
And an athletic director that was incompetent.
Fulmer was so great because when the News Sentinel put that video out of him coaching on the field, and you could say what you want to say about Danny White, and he's not exactly a bowl of cherries, but he would never be caught on the field coaching. I mean, this place is so next level. So next. Guy went off the grid. They couldn't find him. I mean, I don't know. You tell me. You think that happens anywhere else? I mean, this place is the greatest. They call people content creators, right? Like people that create content online, and you're always looking for content when you're you don't need to be a content creator when you're doing what I'm doing and your eyes are open. This stuff writes itself, and there's so much of it every day that it gets lost. Like a couple of these things I kind of forgot about. Very good. Very good, Hoosier Vol Ryan. Very good. Back to our phones we go. Let's get W. Lynn in the hunt and in the mix. W. Lynn, welcome in. You're in the hunt and you're in the mix, W. Lynn.
How are my French compatriots doing today?
What's going on, W. Lynn?
I loved Andy. I want to have at Calhoun's on the river on the docks called a Brawl for Fish to raise money for the fish pantry. And we put him out there against Pat McAfee. The loser is the first one to be swimming with the fish off that dock.
Well, Andy, you better take some swimming lessons, brother.
You don't think he can handle Pat?
Handle him? Andy would go. I love Andy.
Don't we have to have some kind of weight classes here?
Yeah, there's a 2-weight class. You'd put Andy in the hospital, W. Lynn.
No, he'd be hitting him in the gut the whole time. He'd get in there. Well, he might have to throw him in. I don't know.
I love Andy, but I didn't see a lot of crisp punching from Andy the other night. But again, I only saw a limited video. And I told Andy that, Bino, you got to give me credit. I was not a hypocrite with Andy.
No.
Limited video. It's all, he almost got in trouble for looking at a video or something, he said.
What I was thinking.
Putting the video out, I think.
Oh, okay.
What I was
I think they were
thinking,
supposed to wait 30 days.
what I was thinking, Bino, with the rapper Andy is, I was thinking what we ought to do with him is we ought to do a deal where the rapper Andy comes down to Fish, and we have beats and rhymes for Fish. That would be really good. And have the rap off down there for him in Florida.
That'd be good.
And do a fundraiser.
Yep.
Freestyling for Fish. Maybe we could have more people come out and freestyle out of our audience. Freestyling for Fish.
That'd be great, Tony. Anything with rapper Andy, I think we could get a crowd, you know. And Florida would have to play the villain no matter what. He's the villain, you know.
Yep.
Now, on rules about who you pull for in family, before I get to my 2 Tennessee moments, if it's my son or daughter or brother and sister, I'm going to pull for them no matter what school they go to. Son, daughter, brother, sister. But if it's a cousin or a niece or a nephew, ain't no way I'm pulling for Tennessee.
Oh.
You get that, Tony?
Yeah, but I disagree with you.
There.
I disagree with you. Bino,
Well,
if
I know
Andy,
everybody's got their own rules to stuff like that.
Bino, if your nephew Andy was playing quarterback for Alabama, who would you cheer for?
I would probably be cheered for Alabama that day.
Probably.
See,
if it
it
was Chris, I'd certainly be cheering for Alabama. But Andy, I might think twice.
God,
Peyton,
poor Andy.
Peyton Manning didn't live here his whole life. Bino and I have lived here our whole lives. I think that makes a difference too. You know, it's Tennessee. Hey, go down to the Beaver Cleaver Adoption Agency like he did in an episode, and he can hunt for a new family. I'm just kidding. Now, can I go to my 2 Tennessee moments?
Sure, W. Lynn.
And you might find this hard to believe, but they're both historical moments. We held on to the single wing, the only team in America in 1963, holding on to the single wing. We dumped that thing 1 year early, and we get Steve Spurrier.
The good one.
Bino, in the 90s, that was such a theme here because he would have been the head coach here. That reign
It would have been the
of terror would have been
Major
his.
Spurrier era, with Majors being the AD, had that happened.
Held on to Spurrier. Held on to single wing. And what year was that? 63?
63. Dickey came in 64 and changed it, but it was too late to get Spurrier, who loved Coach Majors. And Coach Majors was single wing halfback, but Spurrier said, I'm not doing this, you know. Now, the second one I might need some help with you two guys about, but I think it's correct. If there had been a ruling made 1 year later that you can go from high school to the NBA, Spencer Haywood would have been playing for Ray Mears.
Yep. I remember Mears telling me that.
I remember, W. Lynn, that Spencer Haywood wanted to come here, but I couldn't remember the circumstances that kept him from doing it.
Yeah, they ruled that you can go straight from high school to the NBA. And, you know, we get Spencer Haywood for 3 or 4 years. I mean, who knows what happens, Tony?
He was a hardship case, right, W. Lynn?
Yeah, that's kind of what they ruled then. Somehow you had to prove your family really needed the money. But that was the beginning of going straight to the NBA. That was kind of the first step.
Yep.
I forgot that hardship part. I knew there was something else.
Yeah, they called them hardships back then.
That's right.
And imagine how humiliating that is. Imagine how much the NCAA has had what's happened to them. coming to them. Spencer Haywood today is 77 years of age. He still alive. That's so cool. Was a great player. Now, I remembered, and maybe I'm crazy, I remember him playing in the ABA first. He did. He played with the Rockets, 69 and 70. So,
okay.
And then he ended up in the 71 draft. The Buffalo Braves took him. So he couldn't qualify here for some reason. He ended up at Trinidad State, 67 and 68, and then Detroit Mercy. But then he signed in 69 with the Denver Rockets, they were known as back then.
The ABA, yeah.
Of the ABA. So he
was the only one you could go directly to at that time?
That's correct, Bino, and that's how they got Julius Erving. That's how they got them all. And
that's how they got
sat there like goofs.
They got Newman after. Didn't he just play 1 year at Ole Miss?
Johnny Newman, yes. The NBA got, and that's how the ABA had all the star players.
ABA got him, yeah.
Yep. Kind of like what the AFL did with the black players. The AFL said, we'll take all these black college players that can play. And the NFL was, still quoting back in the day.
Yeah, that's right. And some owners even said they wouldn't draft a black player no matter what. Some of them were saying that until the 60s.
Yep.
Yeah. So, and then you mentioned something about the all sports deal. Steve Williams, who invented the National All Sports Trophy, and he works for here. He writes for the Knoxville Focus.
Yeah.
What he did was he took the top 10 sports based on number of teams that everybody in the country had. In other words, the teams that you name a sport, and if 280 teams are doing it, so you did not count water polo or field hockey or beach volleyball or lacrosse. But now that's silly, whatever they call it, Deerfield Cup. They count them all. But he only counted the top 10 that most of the schools participated in. And I kind of agree with that. I narrowed it down to 5 for that kind of thing I made up for 1 year. But I mean, we're not gonna have horse jumping around here, equestrian, anytime soon. I don't know of, or water polo.
But you guys have to admit, Tennessee giving Danny White a couple $150,000 when he's making close to $4, just because his team finishes in the top 25 in that, Bino, when he has one of the richest athletic departments in the country, is really kind of a disgrace. Yes or no, Bino?
I think he's got a fantastic agent, Tony.
Oh,
it's like I said, when you go to that first game, those 100,000 people are paying about $2 going straight to Danny White's pocket for that stupid bonus. Top 25 all sport.
That's a great line. $2 tax on the first. Yep. Great line, W. Lynn.
And if an athletic department official comes up to you, ask them where Danny White's tip jar is when you go in the stadium. Looks like he's trying to get it any way he can.
It's a disgrace, really. It's a bad luck. But W. Lynn, you're the man. Thank you. Great talking to you.
Great show. Go USA.
So there's some pushback. Yeah, go USA. That's Wednesday night, right? Or Thursday night, 8 Eastern time.
Wednesday at 8.
Yeah, that's what I said. I got it. Music City Sam says the following on Manning. I get it, it's your son, but nephew? No way. Go Vols. You agree with that, Bino? You were going to delineate for your nephew?
No, I do not, Tony. I guess everybody has to set their own boundaries, but no, I do not.
Yeah, the all sports trophy is kind of a meaningless thing, though, if you stop and think about it, especially when you don't participate in all sports. And where the likes of Stanford are always going to be up there, again, because they're racking up points in water polo. Here's the question. If you really put a trophy together that measured who had the best athletic department, let's say you took just to keep the women involved, you took 6 sports total: football, hoops, baseball on the men's side, women's hoops, softball, soccer. What percentage from the 6, Bino? Because you have to figure out a way for percentage. Since we've realigned leagues for football, since football revenue is king and Lady Luck is queen, by the way, that was a Joker's Wild. Bino, what would you say the percentage? Now, it has to add up to 100, Brian Hartman. I know you're not a mathematizer, even though you love numbers. It has to add up to 100. What percentage is fair for football?
Tony, I think it would have to be close to 50. It doesn't leave a lot for 5 other sports, unless you're just going to count them 10% of the grade from that point on. But I have to believe football has to be around 50%.
Well, here's what I would do. If you made football 50, I would make men's basketball 15, women's basketball 5%, and then everything else is everything else, whatever the percentage points are. Or if you made it 50, men's basketball is 15%, women's basketball 10%, and then the rest of them are whatever's left.
Well, if you made football 50, Tony, then all the other equal would be 10%. So,
but you can't.
If you take
that.
basketball up to 15, then one of the women's sports has to just be at 5%.
Yeah, you can't do women's and men's basketball both at 10.
I don't think you can either. But
no,
no.
The women's sports are going to be worth a fraction of what the men's sports are worth. But we're going to include them. But that would be, I mean, no offense to them or to that, but that would be a disingenuous thing to say that, the Lady Vols and Rick Barnes are in the same stratosphere in terms of importance. They're no offense to anybody listening, but it's not close. I mean, can I say that, Bino?
Yes, you just did.
Can you agree with me?
I do agree with you, Tony.
Brief timeout. We come back with more. 865-200-5402. As we continue, it's Tony Basilio with you on a Monday after this. You got to dream about buying some land and building on that land? Well, Waterside Contracting is your ticket. 25 years of making dreams come true, Michael Scott. For hundreds in our area, custom homes or remodels, Waterside Contracting will build on your lot. They do incredible work all over the area. Structural integrity, quality without compromise. It's a way of life with Waterside Contract. Check out the wonderful work Waterside does. WatersideContractingLLC.com. When it's time for your dreams to come true. Quality without compromising. Waterside Contracting. He doesn't always drink beer, but when he does, he definitely prefers Dos Equis. That's right. The most interesting man in the world has returned, and he's more interesting than ever before. His phone is addicted to him. All of his teeth, all are wisdom teeth. So raise a Dos Equis to the man, the myth, the legend. And remember, stay thirsty, my friends. Dos Equis, enjoy responsibly. 2026 Cervezas Mexicanas, White Plains, New York.
Located in Knoxville's historic Old City, Barley's offers great food, live music, the best draft beer selection in town, and now your new favorite place to watch sports. Their indoor projector is perfect for any weather, and they've revamped their upstairs area with more TVs to take in all of the action. Their menu features hand-battered chicken tenders, juicy burgers, fresh salads, and the tastiest pizza in Knoxville. You can enjoy their happy hour drink specials daily from open until 6 p.m. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
Like our 2026 football Vols, score a T3 TD every time with T3 Vodka, Tennessee's premium vodka, handcrafted with passion, precision, and a whole lot of pride. Right here, handcrafted in the majesty of the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. Quality around here isn't just a promise, it's a way of life. And T3's filtered 10 times, 80 proof of vodka, delivering a smoothness unmatched. This dedication to excellence has earned T3 Vodka prestigious accolades, like a 5-time gold medal award-winning vodka and your SIPS Consumer Choice Award medal winner as well. Whether you're sipping it neat, on the rocks, mixing your favorite cocktail, T3 Vodka, your choice for a premium award-winning experience. Be like Maury Hanks. Score a T3 TD. Ask for T3 Vodka by name at restaurants and wine and liquor stores today. Drink it neat, drink it right, and score a T3 TD all 2026 long. Tennessee's premium vodka, T3, Tennessee's premium vodka, distributed by Empire Distributors of Tennessee.
Big news, Basilio family. Get ready because the 2026 Knoxville real estate market is officially shifting into high gear. All signs are pointing toward a record-breaking year, and the energy across East Tennessee is absolutely electric right now. Whether you've been dreaming of finding that next home, looking to capitalize on your current equity, or ready to dive into the investment world, the timing has never been better. Having a game plan is the key to winning in this fast-paced market, and I'm ready to help. Give me a call, Jennifer Morris, at 865-694-5904, or reach out at nextmovesmokymountains.com. That's nextmovesmokymountains.com, and go Vols.
Baseball fans, it's time to step up to the plate. Look your best. Get some new Tennessee gear from Alumni Hall. Alumni Hall has the best selection. Top brands for you to choose from this season. Look, it's nice and warm outside, so get into any of their 6 air-conditioned East Tennessee locations. Shop online, download the app, grab your Tennessee baseball jersey, your hat, your decal, maybe a t-shirt, and they have so much more. Earn $10 in rewards for every $150 you spend. Go Vols and shop Alumni Hall, your ultimate Tennessee shopping destination. Touch them all with Alumni Hall. Basilio here with the great Chad Stockton of FC Alliance. And Chad, I can hear it in the background, brother. It's World Cup season, and you guys are in the middle of it. Talk to me.
We are excited. Our U9 through U12 trials just kicked off today for our locations in Knoxville and in Johnson City. So we're ready to offer any player top-level competition and top-level training anywhere they want to be in Northeast Tennessee. In our programs, we offer competitive play for anywhere from 9-year-olds to 19-year-olds. We've got 2 locations. Our location in Knoxville is kind of our home base, and our location up in Johnson City in the Tri-Cities area is our FC Alliance North. Both locations are growing tremendously, and we're excited about what the future holds here at both locations.
Growing the beautiful game in the season of the World Cup. Chad Stockton, how can folks get more information?
Go to our website, FC Alliance or FCAllianceNorth.org. And both locations, we're happy to serve the beginning player or the more experienced player, because what we will promise is the top-level training and top-level leagues that we can play in for all of our players.
Growing the beautiful game in Knoxville and now also in the Tri-Cities. FC Alliance. Thank you, Chad Stockton.
Thanks, buddy.
Out-of-town law firms have been swarming into East Tennessee lately. From Memphis, Chattanooga, and Birmingham, they've stormed into the area. Wouldn't you rather do business with a local firm? You know, a true neighbor. Marcos Garza and the pros at the Garza Law Firm are just that. There are neighbors and friends that support local causes year-round. The Garza Law Firm works to serve you professionally on criminal matters, injuries and accident matters, and Social Security and disability filings. The Garza Law Firm is here for you at garzalaw.com. The Garza Law Firm. Let us help.
It's official. It's summer. And how does East Tennessee do summer? With your Knoxville Smokies, of course. Only 5 homestands remaining. So if you haven't been to a game yet, what are you waiting for? This week is a huge week with all-you-can-eat Wednesday, Knox Vegas Thirsty Thursday, Friday fireworks, and then Saturday, we're celebrating our country's 250th birthday. America's favorite pastime and fireworks. Is there a better way to celebrate? And come meet Bluey on Sunday. Don't miss the fun. Get your tickets now at smokiesbaseball.com.
It's always magnificent. Mondays on the Basilio Show, presented by our friends at Fleet Tire. I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. Fleet Tire, I-275 exit 1B at East Woodland Avenue in Knoxville. And now, back to B.
TB, that's me. Heading up to the TOP. And then we'll do a little OT. 865-200-5402. As we're doing a That's So Tennessee version and laughing and giggling all the way. Let's get Philip in here, who's next with us. Philip, welcome in. Hey, Philip.
What's going on, Polly?
How's my favorite Vol cat doing today?
I'm all right, brother. What's going on, Bino?
Hello, Philip. How are you today?
I'm doing all right, brother. Tony, my This Is So Tennessee. It doesn't have the notoriety of the others, but it's still so Tennessee. Do you remember the illustrious Jimmy Cheek?
Jimmy Cheek, eating one now and saving one for later, is one of the greatest. Jimmy Cheek's NIL now and later shot.
Jimmy Booger Cheeks, baby. Picking a big one at a news conference, baby, and rolling it for God and country to see it's pretty next level, Tony.
Did he put it behind his ear and then eat it, or was I imagining that, Bino?
I think you're right. And I remember the news conference was pretty important.
Yeah, I think he parked it behind his earlobe because he didn't want to be that direct with it. And then he grabbed it from the back of his earlobe once it kind of baked a little bit at room temperature. Brian, what press conference was that? Do we remember? Do we have any idea what?
I don't. It was sometime around the Dooley debacle.
I'm going to call it the now and later maneuver, for lack of a better term.
And then Tony, probably this is goes along with Pruitt, but I've never played a down of football in my life. I never have, never will, have never been, or never will be in the physical condition to do so. But I've always known that when you're up at the end of the game, don't let the wide receiver get behind you. I mean, that's all you've got to do. And then what happened against BYU, Pruitt is supposed to be the defensive guru, and the receiver gets behind the quarterback and safety.
Oh, yeah.
And then they win the game. I mean, that was even so more Tennessee.
It didn't happen once. It happened twice.
Yeah.
Which you had to appreciate.
And that's what lost the game.
To that loser that ended up, and that kid made a lot of money with the New York Jets. He was a complete loser. What was that kid's name? Wilson?
Zach Wilson.
Is that right?
Zach Wilson.
Total loser.
Yeah, I mean, it was something else. But yeah, Jim Booger Cheeks, I mean, that takes the cake for me. I mean, just picking one and rolling one, it doesn't get any better.
Oh, no question about it. I can't wait to ask Matt Dixon what we've missed today, because Dixon has a list of these and he keeps them on his phone. And
this would have been Matt would have been great on here today.
Oh,
and a lot of what we're talking about, it falls right at the feet of what Philip's talking about, and that's the parade of imbeciles that we had in the president's position and in the chancellor's position, like from Joe Johnson on.
Well, hey, Tony, one more to what Bino's talking about. Derek Dooley's mother called in to the local radio station telling them to quit dogging her son.
Oh, that was great. I'll tell you this. The Joe Johnson was excellent, but Bino's right. Once Joe Johnson walked out of here, it was a parade of morons.
And that was my intent. Joe Johnson was very good.
Very good.
I didn't mean to lob him in with the slapstick we had after he left.
I mean, slap. Yeah, you're right. Maury Hanks' term. But that Aunt Bev lady, when she talked, and a buddy of mine called me after he saw her over at Haslam when they introduced her to, he said, you wait till you see this. He said, this lady looks like a 50-year-old, 55-year-old Valley girl. And the way she speaks, and I just couldn't believe it when they rolled her out. Hey! And the craziest thing is, during the filmer time, she's the one that saved the program.
Yeah. And then also,
that's the craziest thing.
Well, Tone, also, you're talking
save
about
the program.
She's the one
that she saved the Plowman saved the program.
She swept them all out of there. No,
she did not. She got swept out with them.
She prevented the Chiano hiring.
Well,
I mean, you could even throw in there Fulmer, giving himself $1 million raise before he gets fired. That's pretty sweet too.
I love that. That guy right there is he's so next level. I just love him.
All right, Tony. Y'all have a good one, brother.
Let's get Bobby in here who's up next with us. Bobby, welcome in.
What's up, Tony? How are you, sir? Hello?
Welcome in.
Hello, sir. I'm going to be brief because I know you're up against it. By the way, do you remember that John Curry was seen on a commercial flight when he went out to hire Leach? You remember this? Our boy Andy, who used to host the weekend show with me and Bob, he actually was on the flight and took a picture of him. And then he disappeared for like a day and a half. And
he totally, yeah. Oh, no, they thought he was dead. That's exactly right.
They thought he'd gone to the Henley. I'm serious. Like, that was what I heard.
Yeah.
So that, and then if you're looking for the guy whose boat caught on fire, he's a sweet man. His name's Jeff Roth. That was for Hoosier Ball Ryan. Super guy, actually. My old man and him are friends. So back to the most Tennessee things ever. Do you remember in 11 we go down to the swamp and we thought we were going to beat them for the first time in about a half a decade, and Justin Hunter goes up for a little out route and blows his ACL on the first play?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
That is probably the most gutted by an injury as a Tennessee fan I think I've ever been. Sincerely. I felt bad for him. He was probably going to be all SEC. He might have been a first-round draft pick that year. And just ripped his knee into shreds, catching a little out route. And that to me signified exactly what we go through at the swamp every single time we're there.
And he was almost never the same, Hunter, after that.
I think he did get drafted.
He did. He played with the Titans for a while, but he wasn't the same.
And he was phenomenal. Like, people forgot that he came in with Derrick Rogers, and Derrick Rogers was really great after he got hurt until he went to Tennessee Tech. But that's a whole nother balls thing. But, I hated that one. And then the other one, I mean, for me, there's a myriad of them, but one of them would have to be that the University of Tennessee, you had already hit on it, the gaggle of idiots they put. Man named Jan tried to destroy the university. And Joe Johnson always said the athletic department is the front porch of the university, and man named Jan tried to make the history department the front porch of the university. That's like the most Tennessee crap ever. You can't make it up.
About William Pattison on the way next.
105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
Who was Jan, guys? Brian, do you remember a Jan?
Jan Peterson was president somewhere in the after Schumacher.
His name
and
was
before
not Jan.
I think it was Peterson.
His name was Jan Peterson?
I think that was right, yes. Whose wife said that, told some trustees that they were too Knox-centric or something.
That's right.
I think his name was Jan Peterson. He spelled his Peterson
really?
with an E instead of an O at the end. And then you had
Jan Peterson was Buzz
after
Peterson's wife.
Or Dr. Peterson. I could be all wrong on this, but I think that's who that is.
And the DiPietro guy was Where's Waldo? That's the guy that never appeared in public. Bino, your thoughts on today's show?
It's been funny, Tony. It's I'm not good at this because I try to remove those things from my mind, and I've successfully done that on a lot of the nonsense that we've seen. But yeah, it's been fun.
Hey, Matt Dixon, could you make me a list of the 5 things that we missed? Because there are easily 5 layups today. And maybe we'll talk about this tomorrow as well with John Adams. Because this Chaz Coleman thing, I'll tell you how stupid the transfer portal is, Bino. I was trying to explain to my brother. I said, he goes, how was your show today? I said, well, we were talking about the Chaz Coleman guy that Tennessee signed from Penn State. And he looked at me and said, who? And I said, yeah, he was the number 2 player in the portal. And look, he's following pro sports, you know what I mean? But he follows Penn State. But really, the Eagles, the Phillies, you know what I'm saying? It's like,
yeah,
he follows the players that are playing, basically. I said, you know, the defensive end, because he got hurt at Penn State after he only played like a half season there. And he goes, oh. I said, yeah, he was like number 2 player in the portal. He goes, what? Point being, in this day and age, right, the rosters turn over so quickly that you, even when you're following it, you go, who? The coaches change so quickly. The players change so quickly that you have and it comes at you so quickly. Isn't that the truth at the end of the day, guys, on this stuff? Like, I gave him some grace. I gave him some grace. I was like, well, because like last week we were doing that thing about the draft, and I forgot that Keon and the other kid were Keon and Springer were in the same draft and both first-round picks.
Yeah, I forgot that too. I had no idea they were both first-round picks.
The truth is,
part of this is my age, but used to, I would watch a professional sporting event, football and basketball, know pretty much where the kids played college at. Now, who knows? You don't have long enough to list where they played if you can remember.
I'll tell you what's crazy about the draft the other night. There were only 2 foreign kids in that first round.
Yeah, it's different.
And it was a college-rich draft. But you know what? Who cares? Because college basketball, it's like it's not college basketball anymore. I mean, the only way I can say it is when we hung the banner, okay, Elite 8 banner this year, which is now 4 in school history, which is pretty respectable, by the way. Tennessee's getting in the respectable territory with 4 Elite 8 appearances. But, you know, we had no time to talk about the season when we got eliminated. Immediately, we were into roster construction conversation. You get the post-game show that night, but even on the post-game show, we got into roster. Is this guy going to be back? Is this guy going to be back? Would you bring this guy back? Would you not bring this guy back? And it is just all so amazing. Here's the other thing about the Chaz Coleman thing that I wrestle with, okay? And I'm just going to be real with you. That's a brutal sport that those guys play. That's why I've always been in favor of football players getting paid. First of all, they're risking their lives. And I mean risking their lives. They're at least risking their limbs. We've seen that. They are, up till recently, have gotten pretty used by the system. I've always been in favor of those guys getting paid. The story about Chris Johnson, CJ2K, is without a doubt terribly sad. Terribly sad. And if you haven't heard, he has what he's describing as ALS. And he says that he can't talk, or he's let this be known that he can't speak anymore. And Brian, it wasn't long ago that he was playing. How long has he been out, Brian?
He was pretty in the prime of his career, probably around 2010 or so, I think.
Yeah, it's very recent.
Him and MJD
now,
were
some
sort
are
of
going
the
to get mad at me.
two best running backs in that, the most explosive in that division, going up against each other twice a year.
Some are going to get mad at me and saying, well, you're doing cause and effect. You don't know. Okay. I don't know. You're right. Football is a brutal sport. Brutal sport. And when you're a high carry guy in the NFL, got to protect yourself. Again, Bino, we don't know if that was the cause, right? Nobody knows that. Brutal sport, Bino. Can I say that out loud and not offend you? Brutal sport.
Yes, it is, Tony. I mean, there's very few guys that have played college football and above. You know, there ain't a whole lot of those guys out there playing senior softball with me.
There you go. It's like Swaney tells me. Jason Swain, one day I saw him limping around like on his ankle. We were at a sales call together. And I said, what's the matter? He said, man, my foot. He said, this thing, going back to my college football days. And he looked right at me and he said, look, Tony, here's the deal with football. You're going to play it till your body doesn't cooperate anymore. He said, for some people, that's high school. For some people, that's college. For some people, that's the NFL. He said, for me, it was college. And I was thinking to myself, man, that's a tough way to go. Rough, tough way to go. Tough, rough, and rough and tough. Boys, any final thoughts here? It's been a lot of fun, but let's remember, these guys are really, really, really sacrificing to play this sport that we really enjoy. And I think we need to acknowledge that. Because the one thing about the Coleman thing, and yeah, it is that's so Tennessee. No question about it. But if the guy doesn't want to play, you know, and you can't play that sport if you don't want to play that. If you don't want to play that sport, you cannot play. There's no faking your way through in that sport. I don't think.
Amen. No, that is the truth.
Know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, you better. Truth. It's like Andy when he got in the ring the other night. You get in that ring, and you got somebody that's going to knock you out or do whatever they're going to do, you better go, man. Go, man, go. You know? You playing football.
Yeah, you got to truly love college football to play it. Truly love it.
Damn well be all in. Yes. So, it's pretty next level. It's pretty great. It's pretty next level. I look down at my phone, Bino, now that I'm parked. Was the guy's name really Jan Peterson?
I'm like you, Tony. I thought Jan Peterson was. I'm sure Roberto's right about that, but I thought Jan Peterson was Buzz.
I think his name's Sean Peterson. A big dog in West Tennessee said Peterson came into my local auto parts store my senior year when I worked in Knoxville. He needed windshield wipers. He thought they were all the same size for every vehicle. Oh, I believe that. It's John Peterson. Jan Seemack was the one he's thinking of. Kevin Atkins says, I lost my dad to ALS 2 years ago. Wouldn't wish that on anyone. Hey, Kevin, my condolences to you on watching somebody that you love wither away like that. That's unspeakable, man. Praise God for your dad, brother. Seemack was the interim after Peterson. Wow, we're going deep here. We're going deep here. Bino, it was a lot of fun. It was a beautiful thing. It was John. Laura just texted me and said it was John Peterson. And she found an article remembering John Peterson, former University of Tennessee president, Knoxville. And John Peterson looked about as dumb as a guy could look to do that job. Which is to say, I'm going to tell you something about a lot of these administrators at the university level that are making seven figures now. And no offense to you people, and I'm not ripping on the population of y'all. I'm really not. I don't want this to come off the way it's probably going to sound. Some of you couldn't reach down and tie your shoes, and it's a good thing Velcro was invented. Some of you don't have enough sense to cross the street at the green light. Okay? Some of you are so damn dumb, I don't know how you get through life. No offense. No offense. I don't know why anybody would be offended by that, Bino, right? I mean, that's just an observation.
No, you said no offense.
So tomorrow we're going to pick up on Big Buck Khaki says nobody brought up Dooley's sideline stole. There were so many things today. There were so many things today that didn't make the list that needed to make the list. But that Derek Evans thing, Bino, I'll give you one, Bino, that came to my mind from that era. I was a UT student, or was I? When the whole controversy happened with the Sugar Vols, that thing that Tony Robinson got jammed up in.
Yes.
Bino, did that happen right after the Sugar Vols, or was that? I have to go look at that.
Well,
that is
I don't
Tennessee
think that
thing.
broke until after the season was over.
Yeah.
I don't think, but look back and see.
Tony, is there anybody answering the phone up in Pennsylvania? What's that mean, Dave? No, Brian's in the studio answering the phone. Are you telling me, Dave, that Brian's letting the phone ring and not answering it? And therefore we have no calls.
Because you said you were cutting the show off.
Oh, that's what we're
And
leading
you're
me
still
to
talking
believe.
10 minutes later.
Is Brian happy with the impromptu overtime here, Bino, in your humble opinion?
No, he is not, Tony.
Because he's always kept callers first, which is our credo around here. It's our motto. We love you. We appreciate you.
Brian got caught up in the same thing I was caught up in at the first
You
break.
kept saying you were shutting it down like 6 different times, and then you just kept talking. So I don't know what.
When we were going the break, and we outlasted my bladder. So if you spoke to me and I didn't answer, Byron, do not mark that off on your little silly Singo card. That doesn't count.
Well, and Dave, if it makes you feel any better, I went to a Wawa and there was a dude in there taking his good old time, and I had to do a Tuesday, and I had to make a business decision and drove back to my brother's house while I was on the phone, and people were looking at me with this headset on, and I looked totally special with the headset on. Bino will tell you, while driving. And I've never thought about how there were two of us. We both had the headset on when we were in the car. And Bino said we looked like pilots. And people were looking at us like, what is wrong with those two morons? Like we were in the middle of a Devo video or something. We love you. We appreciate you. But, boy, I'll tell you, my Tuesday felt good today for anybody that wants to, interested. Thanks. Love you. Appreciate you. Peace.